even gonna add anything for the background. You're just gonna have to stare at my ceiling for now. So what's going on is getting out of hand for my group, and now I want to call her out here on TikTok. So there's this girl, and I'm just gonna use the initial T or TR throughout this, but this is girl named T, and oh my gosh, like, I am so done with this, and I'm so done with her. So I'll start from the beginning. This is probably gonna be long, so just be aware of that if you watch this whole thing. It started in elementary, like maybe 4th, 5th grade, and mind you, I was like a chubby kid back then and also considered weird, I guess. When this girl came to our school, like, my friend already had a bad, like, feeling about her, and my friend is usually right, somehow. We became friends with her, and we thought she was chill, until we found out she definitely was not chill. She would use, like, racial or, like, fat-phobic slurs towards us. She would make fun of the way, like, we did stuff or songs we liked, and saying that we were super weird. And we put up with it because we were like, well, let's just give her a chance. And also, I think we were just too kind for our own good back then. So then we go into middle school, and it gets worse. She soon starts calling herself that she was like the weird kid, that how everybody made fun of her, and that she's emo. And if you watch my previous videos, you might know that I'm gonna reference some of that stuff. But I called her out for saying that she was emo when she wasn't, because by her definition of emo was she wore black clothes and she listened to Billie Eilish, which is like sad and depressing. And she said she had depression, which was self-diagnosed. And so, like, I called her out on that, and she, like, basically blew up, saying, like, no, it's not a big deal, and, like, why am I so worried about her life? And honestly, I was just, like, saying, like, oh, well, you're using a label that isn't yours. She said that she never called herself emo, but my friends have legit said that they have gotten into literal, like, vocal arguments about how she said she was emo. So, like, I don't know, man. I then moved to a different state, so, like, I don't see her anymore, or, like, any of my friends, but I like, text them and call them, so this is where it gets, like, a little weird. Well, not weird, but, you know. I already knew that she talked crap about my friend, like, about my friends behind our backs. Like, I just got that feeling, and since I left, my friend didn't have anyone to really hang out with, so they went with her friends, and her friends are actual jerks. Like, they make fun of her, and, like, they're just overall really rude. And honestly, I was so done with it. Like, I had to call her out. It had been years, basically. Oh, I forgot to mention that a year already passed of this stuff happening. So, like, this is late 7th grade. So, this is like summer break and going into 8th grade. And I call her out. I send a text to the group chat, and I just call her out. I'm like, you're a horrible person for what you've been doing. I think it's weird that you're using labels that's not even for you. I basically just went all out. I was like, you're a poser and stuff. And, like, I know that's rude, but to me, it isn't when I'm sticking up for myself, including after everything she has done. And, like, obviously my friends joined in, and she was, like, arguing with us, and, like, it was just, like, a whole argument. Like, we made a whole group chat, and she was like, oh, well, you started it, and I was like, nah, you started this, like, a long time ago, and now I'm done with your shit, and, like, I'm done with you, basically. And honestly, I thought we were on good terms. Well, clearly not. The next day of school, she supposedly emailed someone or, like, told the teachers that we were making fun of her and bullying her, and I was so pissed. And obviously they took her side, because I never told the teachers this. How could I when I live, like, halfway across the country now? And now we're getting in trouble because we stuck up for ourselves, and supposedly using the word poser for her is an insult, or like a slur, basically, because it's not nice, which in my defense, it's true. Like, she is a poser. I just noticed I never used her initials. I just keep saying she, but whatever. Also, I didn't include this part, so I'm gonna include it now. So she actually vapes, and she's actually an underage minor, and she goes to class high sometimes. And she also, her and her friends do make fun of gifted students in her school, like just making fun of them or hurting them overall. Look, you forgot what I said in the last clip, but I'm posting this here now because, like, I want this Telly's get some views, and maybe this reaches her, and I want her to realize that what she's doing is actually, like, fucked up, basically. Saying that you're the victim when you have done so much stuff to us in the past, and you still do. I also just want people to be aware that stuff like this can happen, and it's actually really sad when sometimes, like, I don't have a bunch of evidence for this stuff. My evidence is that I saw this with my own two eyes and that I heard this stuff with my own 2 ears. I'll make an update if anything happened, but I've already called her school and even emailed them and made several complaints to her school about what she has done. And I also have done an anonymous report through a different website for her school. I know it may sound like I'm being sensitive, but honestly, I think she's a horrible person. Anyways, if you watch this whole thing, oh my gosh, thank you. I don't even know what to do, but yeah, thank you. This is like 6 minutes, 7 minutes basically. And you just sat here listening to my story. So thank you so much. Like, I just want people to hear about this. Honestly, if I can, I would drop her name, but I don't know. She plays victim so much that I feel like if I dropped her name that she would be so mad. But anyways, I hope you guys take care. Bye.